Hey everyone, I'm Andy. I'm co-founder and CTO of Veris AI. Before I jump in, I just wanted to check, have you heard that 2025 is the year of AI agents? Cool, awesome. Now, in this year of AI agents, how many of you have an AI agent in production? Cool. Yeah, amazing. So you see a big gap. That's exactly what we're trying to solve. Um, Getting agents more reliable, more compliant, so they can be in production. We are a team of 8 engineers. Most of us are PhDs. This is a very tough problem to solve. Um, but if we all manage to solve it together, the economic impact of it is going to be massive. And I'm not talking about chatbots or copilots. I'm talking about action agents. Agent that can send an email on your behalf, make a purchase. When you don't need the human in the loop, the automation, just the value you're getting of those agents is on another level. So that's what we're trying to solve. But as probably almost all of you have seen so far, there are a lot of problems. And this diagram will make a little bit more sense when I come back to it. But the agents are still making lots of mistakes. They are not compliant, or at least we cannot show that they're compliant. Hallucination still exists, is still a problem. And latency and cost is maybe a smaller issue, but that still exists. So how is Veris solving these problems? Well, we kind of go back to an AI agent that you are probably familiar with, especially if you're coming from Bay Area. A Waymo car is an AI agent. It's a very dangerous AI agent. It can kill you. And it's already on the road, and it's already fully autonomous. So what we're selling here is not a dream. It's possible. There would be a world where AI agents can make purchases themselves and can change databases and send emails with no risk. They're already driving with no risk. How did that happen? Well, one of the crucial components there has been hours and hours and hours and hours of simulated training and simulated testing in a very safe environment, so they can find failure modes, they can teach them how to do things, and go to production with confidence. That's what we are building for AI agents. So we have built a full simulation environment that looks like your production environment. We mirror the production. Instead of simulating buildings, we are simulating tools, whether it's your internal CRM or Salesforce or email or calendar or Slack or whatever is enterprise tools that the agent is using. Instead of simulating drivers and pedestrians, we are simulating users. And we run hundreds of thousands of scenarios of different types, whether it's common cases, edge cases, adversarial cases on the agent. So it's kind of like it's in production for years and years and years in a few hours of simulation to see all of those cases. And then we can see how to improve it, and also automatically actually optimize it ourselves. So that's what Veris is doing. And we think that's the key missing from going into production today. This is from an actual case study, one of our earliest customers who's already in production with us. They built the agent. We trained it and improved it in our simulation environment. And we actually can say, yes, confidently, we can make the agent take the right decisions, think more accurately and in better ways. We can show that it's compliant, and it is actually more compliant, reduce hallucination, and because we are fine-tuning models, we can also improve latency and cost. So agents can take real-time decisions without using very expensive reasoning models. Cool. So with that, I'll jump into showing maybe just a few things around the platform itself and how it works. Also happy to chat afterwards, and you probably have seen us having a booth upstairs, so you can always come and talk to us. So I ran these just before my presentation in case the demo gods are not good, but these are live systems. So I want to show a few things. So when I said scenarios, I was talking about we actually have an engine that creates common cases, edge cases, different failure modes, adversarial cases. You'll see an example here, like this agent is supposed to, it's a financial agent and it's supposed to say, for example, checking a bank account. The scenarios are actually very detailed. There are multiple personas involved. We actually talk about how midway something changes. So for example, the scenario will describe that the user is asking for their bank account, and the agent starts checking the tools, and then something happens there where the identity confirmation is problematic. So all of that is described in the scenarios. And we can run hundreds of these in parallel. And when I say a simulation, this log should give you an idea what that looks like. So there are actual users there are simulated users that we are including here. The simulation engine decides that the user needs to talk, say something. The agent is calling tools. All those tools are being mocked by us. So everything that the agent interacts with in the external world is being simulated in our engine. And that's important because, as we talked about, this would make it safe for it to make a lot of mistakes and us to observe what's going on and learn from those mistakes. The other very important point here is that evaluation is now fully automatic because we have the ground truth of what was supposed to happen. We know what was in the bank account. There's no need for a human labeler to come in and say whether this action was correct or not. That's all part of the simulation engine. So to give you an example of what that view looks like, this is going through some of the metrics that the users specify for us, but the simulation engine can objectively check those. So it's full verification of the environment, including things like policy checks, which this agent specifically always fails on because it's a very basic agent. So let's say you've run this, you have an idea how to improve this agent. You can go in and change things yourself, or you can have us improve the agent, and that's through reinforcement fine-tuning and through prompt optimization. So very specific techniques that we use to automatically improve the agent. And finally, other customers use this for A/B testing. So you change something in your agent. You want to make sure that everything is fine now. You come back to the simulation. So here we have the side-by-side view of the same agent. And we can go through the logs when we are bored. But the difference here is that one agent, the second agent, has been trained to not give individual investment advice. And that's a very specific behavior we encoded into the agent through reinforcement learning. But you can check like side by side what's going on there. I'll mention one last thing. The other kind of interesting use case that we're seeing a lot from financial services is when they want to onboard a new agent, they use this environment to check for compliance and check for quality. So it wasn't kind of initially why we started the company, but it seems to be an interesting use case of it that is emerging. But yeah, if you are building any sort of agents in-house or buying, come talk to us afterwards. We are upstairs.